city. The L, you'll see it. It's just in the city.
Oh, around the city?
It's called the loop. The L is short for loop or the elevated, but it's because it makes it.
Oh, good.
Okay, here it comes.
Need to take him on and sit him more often.
Is he gonna? Does he? No. Aww. Maybe he'll ask him to do it for my camera.
I'd like to know if he could, at least kind of do that, for his camera.
Come on.
All right, we got to get on, guys, okay? There you go. All aboard!
All right.
See this first thing of all white things is right in front of us, all white. Then there's another one of all white going across. That might be empty apartments. And then if you go up, it's like
But there's a drawback to brick if you go very high. Depend on the load-bearing exterior brick wall to support your building. Every time you add a new floor, your base wall must increase 6 inches wider. You go very high, the base wall eats up all your floor space. So looking for more efficient building materials, the evolution of architectural framing occurred in Chicago in 1885 when a Civil War bridge builder named William LaBerengini introduced Chicago collectively. That became known as the Chicago School of Architecture. Father of Chicago School, Louis Sullivan, describing it thusly: your building should be like a Greek column, a tripartite division, a base, shaft, and capital, every inch a proud and soaring thing. Now the Chicago Modernism came to Chicago in 1938 and as director of the Illinois Mississippi. This means Chicago would become the critical link in an inland waterway system connecting the entire continental United States. 1848, the Illinois Chicago River, and using gravity as an aid, what a feat. Big cause. This athletic club, a project of the Sons of the East, the Shriners, hence their esoteric design. The Shriners trace their history sometimes to the Freemasons and Knights Templar. In the distance now, the fourth tallest building in Chicago and a prime example of modernism with the antenna, Big John, the John Hancock Center, noticeable for its truss tube support system, all the structure on the outside. 1,127 feet, 100 stories, 46,000 tons of steel, and there's not an ounce of decoration. That's modernism. Modernism celebrates by the chewing gum king William Wrigley Jr., who was a young man that attended Burnham's Fair. He brought that Beaux-Arts city, beautiful style downtown. The clock tower of the Wrigley Building, modeled on the Spanish Renaissance, the 11th century Giralda Tower in Spain. On our right as well, like a Gothic cathedral, Tribune Tower, home to the Chicago Tribune newspaper. 1922, Colonel McCormick of the Tribune offers $100,000 in the design contest for the most beautiful office building in the world. 264 entries, 23 countries, housing hoops up to 1,369 feet. Return to the Beaux-Arts city, beautiful style, with a building with a cupola dome on our left, the Jewelers Building, 1926, inspired by a 15th century monastery, the Certosa de Pavia in Italy. It was built here for the diamond trade. Back in 1926, you'd drive your Model T Ford filled with diamonds directly into the basement from Lower Wacker Drive. A state-of-the-art auto elevator lifted up your car. You would retrieve your diamonds and run through the building like a happy little squirrel. You felt very, very... Neiman's associated with the Prairie School of Architecture. Prairie School architects evoke our flat Midwestern landscape. Their designs are horizon-hugging, balanced here by the clock tower. Note the building is asymmetrical, misses the fifth bay on the left-hand side. Hotel, building his own boat, and he was a big proponent, 20 years ahead of everyone else in his thinking, and wanting to witness what we see today, the return of residential living right downtown along the river. We see it with newer developments like the 2001 condos of Kinsey Park on your left. But you see, living right downtown here fell off for a good 100 years after the Great Chicago. Have some more. Tenation, an estimated $10,000 repair job, but they jumped on things too sweet. Cost the city of Chicago $1 billion in clean up the Great Chicago Flood. And after that, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Did you know that's only a one-story building? That's my definition of irony for today. I bet you can guess the architect of River City on our left, 1986. The clue is in the curb. It's Bertrand Goldberg, who did those corncob-shaped Marina City towers we looked at the beginning of the tour. Goldberg is much sculptor as architect, the modernist, thinking outside the box. Writing in his journal, I haven't almost destroyed us all, or did she? Yes, the fire started right there. Yes, that was the O'Leary farm, but forgive the cow. Daisy the cow was framed. She didn't do it. She was a smart cow. She got out of that barn to actually live another day. No one really knows how the Great Chicago Fire started. Tower! It's 1,451 feet, 1,727 if you count the antenna. But you know what? We don't get to count the antenna. The Council on Tall Buildings and Urban Habitat says, like, okay, if an architect puts a spire on a building, well, that's organic. That's part of the design, right? So you would measure that. But since Burj Dubai is renamed the Burj Khalifa of Dubai, they have to get on those t-shirts in their gift shop. And they add extra height. The Burj Khalifa in Dubai, tallest building in the world, 2,717 feet. It's Sally Rand was the fan dancer. She showed up in Chicago wrapped up in 2 swan feather fans. She was wearing nothing more than a pair of slippers on her feet. And everyone said her dance made the fair worth going to. Now some people were disturbed by Sally's burlesque. They took her straight. Designed by Mies van Rohe's grandson Dirk Lohan, it features a water cannon. It will shoot an 80-foot arc across a 220-foot span of the river. If you want to catch the water cannon going off, 10 a.m. to 2 is I will, and I will. Man with the fire and the fire almost took the town. I said the Great Chicago Fire, but she all burned down. But the people of Chicago were, you're never gonna keep us down. I said the Windy City, rusty-hearted people. You just can't keep us. I said you just can't keep us. You just can't keep us now when we are living in the most architecturally significant city on the face of this entire planet Earth. With all apologies to Florence, Rome, Paris, Prague, Vienna, New Delhi, Helsinki, London, Dublin, Auckland, Sydney, Antwerp, Amsterdam, Seoul, Beijing, Shanghai, Taipei, Tokyo, Tegucigalpa, Toronto, Vancouver, Barcelona, Madrid, and Berlin. Did I not say Copenhagen and Stockholm, Glasgow and Edinburgh and Scotland? Buenos Aires and Rio, Moscow, Warsaw, Bucharest and Budapest, Athens, Tel Aviv, Istanbul, Constantinople, Baguio City and the Philippines, because Daniel Burnham had a lot to do with that. Boston, Philadelphia, Los Angeles for 1 or 2 buildings, and New York City, but you can't keep Chicagoans down. Folks, have fun in Chicago. I'll see you on the dock.
Say hi. It's a movie.
I didn't know that. Every class, so she transferred to public school, got straight A's. Only one more school. Got straight A's. Got into Northwestern.
Well, I think that's